Alright, welcome back, guys. We died because I wasn't watching my power. I'm gonna go ahead and, since we're already over here, I'm gonna go ahead and just bring the whole ship over. And man, should I get some extra power. Can't really pick up the respawn pod with the connector now, but it's fine. We'll just use the landing gear, I guess. Whoa. Okay, let's go forward just a little bit. Alright, that ought to do the trick. And hopefully this won't take too long. Where's our... Okay, yeah. Yeah, I had to make sure that was aligned. Okay, so let's just get going here. "35 minutes of flight time really isn't all that bad. Just gonna turn off the reverse thrust for a second. I wasn't watching my power at all, and I was like, oh, I still have plenty of time to fly back. Then I wasted it trying to look for something to recharge with. And then, of course, it was storming outside, and so I got hit by debris, which just killed me off even quicker. Right there. Alright. Ooh. Please stop. It's a very nerve-wracking experience when you're falling and it doesn't appear that you're slowing down. Golly, this thing looks so big up close, but I guess it's really just not that big. I kind of went a little overboard on the size of this thing. I don't know, I just really like big ships. I might regret this later. Sometimes the music can be a little bit overwhelming, but I feel like it's a little too quiet sometimes. So really the goal for this episode, despite the fact that we just captured an entire quote-unquote manufacturing facility, is I would like to get some, kind of worried I'm gonna damage this. Gotta give it all my attention for a second. Okay. I would like to build a small ship for mining. That is the quote-unquote goal for this episode. I'm literally just gonna park this thing on top. Ooh. Of course I'm starving right now. Ah, and my body already despawned, so I just lost more junk. How is that not ready to lock yet? Okay, let's take that. You know, we could... The glass rooftop really speaks to me. This is probably pretty obvious. But turn it into like a little farm or something for our food. I mean, this could be our base for the moment. But I'd also like to just fly around and look for new places to raid. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Good lord, I just smack into every little possible thing there is to hit.
Fuel low.
I'm thinking let's just build a ramp up to this or something. Let's see if we can grab some steel plates from in here. If we have any. You can just never have enough steel plate. Let's not make that much. It might run out of iron. Alright, let's just make like gonna make this as subtle as possible because it's sometimes difficult for rovers to go up these. I don't have a grinder on me. That's nice. I'm kind of hoping that nothing spawns as well. And I just realized something. We need a weapon because we're gonna end up getting... Well, we do have the... I don't know. Sometimes it misses. Let's just make a weapon. If we can make a weapon. Requires an M20 rifle. Okay, we got that. And then we'll just make 100 of these. We need some interior turrets. Let's go ahead and grab this. Come on, make one more. Let's go to disassembly. Disassemble like 100 of those. Disassemble all of those. Don't really need them. Whatever we can of those. Some of these. I know for a fact we got quite a few of these. And go to assembly and make some of these, please. Alright, good enough, I guess. I mean, we could just use the stairs, but I'd like to bring the rover up in here. Probably not necessary at all, but... I'll grab this guy. What are you doing? I almost feel like we need like a 1x4, a 1x4 ramp instead of just a 1x2. Where to go? This could also be a dumb idea, because then spiders can get in here easier. Just freaky to think about. Doesn't really matter how that looks. Okay, let's see if we can drive this thing up in here. Golly. You don't realize just how small these, whatever you want to call them, hangar doors are until you actually try and fit something through them. Yeah, I think this is a waste of time. Ooh. Okay, let's, where's the sun currently? Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get for the moment. Let's go ahead and make some propane tanks. Or propane tanks. Some hydrogen tanks. Hopefully we'll be able to make those. That is, so far, that is like the biggest hindrance to living on alien planet, is just literally being able to fly around or not. And we're definitely making a mining ship this episode. I am so done with manually mining down to whatever resource. Alright. Let's get a higher grade grinder too. Man, it's crazy the inconvenience that dying has. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, let's see if we can make one. Come on, make the tool. You know you want to. Thank you. And stop making those. It'll be fine for now. We're about to get some steel plates when we scrap this place. Okay, what do we have? So we got a bunch of iron. We need to move this guy down here. There's really not that much to this place, really. Other than resources, there wasn't really a whole lot here. I'm actually more excited about finding silver than I was the gravity components and things. Because we kind of need a survival kit on the main ship. And also, after working on this, I also feel the very strong need for a construction bot as well. Or ship. Maybe it'd be better if I just built a sorter and had it just pump everything out. Well, then again, none of this is like ported up or whatever. This is gonna take a while. All right, I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna move all of the stuff out of here, and we'll leave just the main body of the building, and we'll cut back. I heard the spiders crawling around. It turns out there's just space underneath here, and that is freaky. It's like glitched. Oh man. Spiders are not only creepy, but very broken. I bet that thing is falling to the center of the earth right now. Or planet, whatever. Okay. Alright, we'll cut here. I have to point this out. You can only fit like 5 of these at max in your inventory at a time. And we're just going back and forth, shuttling this between here by hand. We may have made a few mistakes along the way, just a few. Nothing to write home about.
Energy low.
Oh man.
Inventory full.
Oh man. Well, here's what it looks like when it's empty. It's really not that bad of a facility, but... Alright. So, we've decided to go ahead and just go with a mining ship. We're going to go ahead and just try and crack one out real here, quick. And I want it to fit through the hangar door. But this is alien planet, so we're going to need quite a bit of... batteries and thrusters in order to get this thing to fly reasonably well. That's weird. I don't recall those things ever spawning in 2 at a time. Huh. But what I typically do is I go for a landing gear first, and then I usually build off of the landing gear. And I can't select the right block for whatever reason. Can you set blocks on the side? That should be a thing. That needs to be a thing. You should be able to put blocks directly on the side of this thing, but whatever. To each their own. Alright, so we're going to put that there. And I think we'll go with, I think we'll go cargo container next. I can't have too much storage because, again, it's alien planet. I think we'll go with that. And then there's a conveyor that's a converter, if you will. And we'll set this right here. And then we will grab the standard cockpit. And then this way, it just pairs right up nicely with the cargo containers. And I think that's going to be plenty of cargo storage for what we're going to do here. Let's grab the drills. This part, I'm not quite sure on what it is I want to do. But there's a port on both sides of these. I feel like that sits a little too recessed. Okay, we have the side there, the side there. How do I want to do this? That is the question. Okay, I wasn't going to do this, but, right. Where is this? Let's get the small grid version here. Okay. Well, then again, okay, yeah. I'm having a hard time making up my mind here. You know what? I kind of... This is gonna be this is gonna take a second, but I'm kind of feeling the exposed conveyors. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I think the tubes on the small grid just look so much nicer than the covered, or whatever you want to call them. We'll go out to the side. Well, yeah, okay. Get rid of this. Not that. What am I doing? I'm not thinking. Yeah, here we are. Well, Okay, then do this. And that port... Let's get rid of that one. And we'll do just the all directional. I wanted to use hydrogen, but we just don't have ice. I might make another ship later. I say later as if, like, it isn't going to happen or something, but most certainly later. Is that right? I don't know. It's like a strange balance of space and drill set. Yeah, I think that's an acceptable spacing. And we did a T-joint here, I believe. No, we just did a straight. Okay, that's fine. We'll do a straight. We can always replace this. I'm trying to think far ahead when really I should just focus on what's directly in front of me. Okay. Those are piped up. Can this thing fit out the door? Just barely. Alright. Now we need batteries. I'm thinking we're going to put those just right here, attached to the bottom. Like that. Again, we kind of need a lot of battery power. Because again, we don't have hydrogen and we certainly don't have uranium, so we can just build the profile out and encase these as if they were like nacelles or something. I think it'll look better like a block out though. actually just go ahead and fully wall that in.
Energy low.
It would be nice from the outside if we could get like a view of the current battery power. Okay, so that's like 4 megawatts. This thing is just gonna barely fit through the through the front door here. I'm gonna be real with you. The original large atmospheric small grid thrusters were ahead of their time. They're probably like the most detailed small grid block for what they are. Let's have a lot of reverse thrust. I think that'll be okay. Because we need to be able to like fly directly into the Earth, or the planet, excuse me, directly down, but also reverse back out. And we barely need like any forward thrust whatsoever. I wonder if we could like just slap these right here. Maybe go with this one. Let's go get some oxygen. Ouch. Oops, suffocating just a little bit. It'd be all right. Let me in, please. That was close. Okay, so we're back after nearly suffocating. And I'm thinking we need to move this back just a bit. We're going to take these thrusters back off. And we're going to move these forward, I believe. And we'll have them on the drills. Ah. Okay. We'll move those forward. Nope. We'll take those two off. Sorry, I'm literally just winging this. Bro, you gonna... Did it get it? I'm so sick of that. It keeps wasting ammo or whatever. Okay, that one's like 2. That one's 2 as well. Alright, are we able to fit a... Not one of these. These things are so incredibly weak. Not for Alien Planet. Okay, get out of my face. Alright. This block is actually asymmetrical, so you gotta, like, watch it or it's gonna look real silly. Alright, so the little peak crest thing is on both sides on the outside, so it's symmetrical. It's all that matters, right? And we'll also tuck just a few small atmospheric thrusters. Just inside these little doodahs. Alright, sticking one out, okay. That should be, hopefully, enough atmospheric thrust. Next. Can we fit these on here? Ooh. I don't know. May have reached our limit here. Okay, it's fine. We'll just have a lot of them. We don't have a PCU limit. We're playing single player. It'd be alright. So, we'll have 6 on the top. Even put one here. Okay. Thinking flat. Right here. This could be a very bad idea. I think this will just barely fit outside the hangar door. If we have to cut it down, it'll be fine. I'm kind of following that directive a little loosely. We also don't need that much upward, or I mean, excuse me, downward thrust because we're on alien planet, so I don't see anything wrong with just putting in like 4 of these. And that should probably take care of all of our downward thrusting capabilities. And the other issue is I kind of want a whatchamacallit, connector on the bottom more than on the top, because I'm going to make a landing pad on the top of the main ship. And we'll cut this guy out. And we'll just plumb both of these up. We'll also use these as an extra additional connection to the battery. Not that the battery needs ports or anything, but so the battery has more than one connection to the grid itself. Did I go the right way? Yeah. So we have side to side, we have up, we have down, we have some reverse. By the way, back to what I was saying. These are very detailed, but they're like a little bit too much, if you know what I mean. But they don't look bad. I'm still thinking that we need a lot more upward thrust here. Because we got 3 drills, we got the cockpit, we got 2 medium containers, and then we have a connector to fill up. So I'm thinking we're going to need quite a bit of power here in order to move around. And maybe literally just put a single forward thruster. That, or we could just have 2 of these. Yeah, and we can box those in. Yeah, this might work. Kind of need a welder on the ship. Maybe I should have built that thing outside so I could have a welder. Let's put these things in here so we can charge back up. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, we'll build it up and see how it performs. That's what we'll do. Ouch. I don't really even know if we have, I just can't think these days. It's like I had a stroke. And I'm telling you it's because of this job. But, man. Things are not what they used to be. Now I don't even remember what I was saying. Getting old. Hopefully we'll have enough materials here and we won't have to make any. But, I don't know. I think this is the right move here. Oh, you know what? We need oxygen and hydrogen tanks as well. Because on Alien Planet, you just don't seem to have enough oxygen or hydrogen. We're definitely going to need more reverse thrust, though. I highly doubt I gave this thing enough reverse thrust. So I'll have to figure out where to cram those in. For now, what matters is functionality. And I don't suspect that 6 thrusters will be enough to carry this heavy thing. Should really always build your power cells last, if I'm being honest with you. Because, if you decide to make any modifications to the placement of the battery, well, then you lose all that power and this, that, and the other. And you don't get your power cells back, so there's that too. Are we already out of motors and stuff? No? Okay. What else was on our build planner? This? Okay. It's coming along quite quickly, I think. What am I doing? That is already welded up. Do what? Build planner is empty. See, that's what I'm talking about when I say that, like, I don't feel like everything that you put in the build planner gets pulled out. It's almost like it does a check, and if you have those things, it's like, okay, they pulled it out, even though all you did was really just authenticate that you had those items or something. After this, we're going to build a landing pad on top of the main ship. We probably are out of motors, though. Yeah. And we'll probably have to go, unfortunately, go mine. We'll just set 200 of those for production. And I haven't seen a single resource node over here yet. And I kind of want to set the days a little higher. Or longer. Or shorter, I mean. Wow, I can't. I swear, it's like I said, I think I had a stroke or something. Where was that rock? Okay, it's over there. Oh, we're almost out of power. That's good. Okay. Anyways, I think there's an iron node over here. Nope, it's silver. Don't really have much of a use for silver now that we found all these other components. Or at least we don't have an immediate need for it. Just gonna take a chance here and go fly over here. Maybe by some miracle there's a rock. Man, I was sleeping funny in my bed. Like, my bed is like a chair, sort of. I have like a bunch of wedges and this, that, and the other to like sit up in so I can like record from my bed instead of having to lay or sit up and do it. And anyways, now my chest hurts. I laid there a little too long. Not seeing what I came out here for. Only have one bottle left. Alright, let's head back. There's some mushrooms there, but it's not a priority. I would like for some more things to spawn in. I'm wondering if, like, keeping the ships and stuff, if that, like, lessens the spawn rate or something. But I just, you know, I just have no idea of knowing for sure. Something else that we could do is we could build a connector just somewhere on the side here, and we could have the respawn pod plug up to it just to charge it off of this base. I don't know. Don't want to get ahead of myself here. Alright, let's grab these two. This one. Same thing as last time. Probably already out of iron. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna cut back to when we're done welding up what we have so far, and then we'll do the test and see how well it performs. It's not the prettiest thing, but the purtiest. That ain't the purtiest thing, but I tell you what, just put a little bit of gas in it. Every little bit of southern I have came out in that moment. Alright, we'll cut right here. The reason I didn't try this before was because we didn't have enough thrust to actually barely lift the ship, yet alone mine with it. And even now we are struggling. But it's working, sort of. Eventually we'll have to land here in the next little bit. That's about, I think about 50,000, 70,000 resources. Or stone, that is. Oops, oops. Probably get to about 750. Looking at the thrusters, I kind of lose a bit of confidence because that thing looks like it is going full blast. And okay, we're gonna call that right there. I don't trust this thing to land sideways or anything. It's gonna land flat. Yeah, we were close, because it is taking a while just to slow down from a few meters a second. And lock. Okay, well, let's let that do its thing. We did get that yield module, so let's take one of those off and let's put the yield module on. Ooh, do we not have that unlocked yet? No, I spelt it wrong. That's what's wrong. Gosh darn dyslexia, I tell you what. We don't have any steel plates or something? No, we're good. There we go. Now we'll get like 25% more. 19% more yield. We could.
Inventory full.
Oops. That sounded very ominous. Let's just clear our build planner there and grab one of those. I think, I'm not certain, but I think we have enough for one more. Okay, that's 10 superconductors. Alright, let's go to production, disassembly, 3.3. These require 0.67. So, we're going to disassemble like 5 of those. And then we will use the materials from those to create our superconductors. And hopefully that will work. Okay. Requires 6. So really we only needed to scrap like 2 of those. We would have been just fine. So And the music right now is very ominous. I'm just full of all kinds of broken promises, ain't I? Said I'd weld it up and we'll be back, and here we are mining. But I guess it's an important thingamadoodah for the story, so to speak. Alright, so now we get 40%, I assume? 41%. And it looks like it's already refined all that stuff. Let's do another 100 motors. 10 of those. I don't think we need those. I don't remember. What else? Okay. Okay, so we've already, like, gotten back down to 600 something. Gotta be careful. What do you call it? Steel plates, for example, they actually weigh more than the iron ingots somehow, some way. So, actually having your ore in ingot form is more efficient than having it in component form a lot of times. I think the gravity components are the same way. Gravity components are like heavy as all get out. I don't want to damage everything with the thrusters. This thing is so weak. Perfecto. Okay. Now we can get back to business. Okay, so everything is welded up, correct? Okay. So hopefully all of this wasn't for naught or something. Okay, it's able to hold. I'm going to go ahead and just put some landing gear just right here underneath the belly and do that rodon. And then let's find the landing gear and turn off the used for parking. And let's turn off this one as well. Where is it? So it says 49 minutes. And I think there is literally like just a few pixels of just a few pixels of space. I forgot that we have the most thrust going upwards. Yeah, this thing, like, we could probably go one block wider and that would be it. Maybe just a half block. Ooh, man. And how does... Whoa. What if I do this? We have 8 reverse thrusters. I think we need more. Alright, I think the controls on this are okay. Let's go ahead and just set up our, well, let's make a group for these. We still have a few things to add to it, but for now it's okay. We gotta add like an ore detector, oxygen tank, small hydrogen tank. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this rear right here. I'm thinking we can put either another connector or we can put like an oxygen tank or something of the sort. Okay, yeah. Let's grab this. We'll have that on switch lock. And we'll grab this and put it on switch lock. Okay. And I'm just going to park this thing on top of the thingamadoodah here for a second. Honestly, I don't think it's all that bad. I mean, it's not like armored up or anything yet, but as long as we don't wreck, we should be okay. Alright. And yeah, we'll just leave that there for now. I guess we don't really need hydrogen on it. I'm thinking just a vent and an oxygen tank. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be more compact that way. Let me grab this. Okay. Also, something really cool about these things is they only like burn the block directly in front of them, and that's it. So it's really easy to like hide them. I'm thinking solar panel on top, but I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit, it's a bit much. It like sticks out too much. And we also need to pipe this up right here because that goes to the connector. So, yeah, let's get some interior plates. Whoa! We need a block to grab from. Let's grab just a few of these. I think it's literally just small tubes and motors for these. Oh, it's construction components, interior plates, and motors. Whoops. Alright, let's get some construction components. Next, I think we'll slap an ore detector on this thing, because everything is piped up that needs to be piped up. I'm thinking of where I want to put this oxygen tank. I feel like having the big one is it's a bit much. I don't really think it's all that necessary. I'm thinking we put it right here. Yeah. It's funny, the things that matter that just aren't that important. Tell you what, take these off. And let's go with this. Tank, just a small hydrogen or oxygen tank, whatever. Again, we don't really need a, whatchamacallit? We don't really need a hydrogen tank. Or chances are we'll have our hydrogen bottles on us. So I just don't think it's like truly, absolutely necessary. then where's a heavy armor plate? Don't want this exploding while we're mining a little bit. Gotta give this thing a little bit of a durability enhancement, so to speak. And we can also just literally put the, you can literally just put the vent right there. Is there a full, air vent for the small grid? Is that a thing? Yes, it is. Need steel plate, of course. This is taking an unusually long amount of work. But it'll be worth it, because we won't have to work as hard for our resources. We already have plenty of magnesium and other rare metals for weaponry and stuff, but we definitely need more iron to finish our ship, for one. That looks absolutely atrocious. I need to greeble this in. That, or just straight up replace all of those and have regular atmospheric thrusters like these. And somewhere up here, I believe there is a, yes, there is a cargo port there. I don't know if what I'm going to do requires these or these, but we have a little bit of both, so go with that. Where is... Grab this guy. We'll use the inset connector, I guess. Is this a straight? Yes, it is. I don't know why that didn't dawn on me. Alright, go back to the straight. Alright, that looks like a good spot. Connector, inset. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, not that one. We need the large one. What on earth is in my build planner? Dang, dude, this thing requires a lot of materials. Oh wait, never mind. I forget that my inventory is full of a bunch of hydrogen bottles and stuff. So I'm like, wow, why does this cost so much? What on earth was that, dude? Let's park this at a different angle. I think that's, I have no idea what exploded. Not a clue. Alright, let's set this guy to... Can I grab? Okay, cool. I can access that. Let's set this guy to depressurize and have this thing get some air in it. Doesn't have the little smoky effects. Cool. It works. Okay, so that's all those welded up. Just deposit all those, and let's grab as many steel plates as we can. Which ain't much. The wind, dude, is just so intense. And we just need a little bit more. Let's go ahead and have 1,000 of those. What was that at the bottom? Oh, the survival kit apparently has some. I wonder if there is a way to turn off the conveyor for that. But yeah, let's just turn that off. What am I doing? Yeah, grab some more of that. Golly, dude, this thing looks so ugly with all these windmills on it. I'm thinking having this as a charging station alone would be a decent help. But let's try out our... Whoa, dude. It's like such a different experience using this thing versus the main ship, which is atrociously slow. I want to go ahead and just hook this bad boy up though so we can get her fully charged. Whoa, dude. I will be surprised if nothing got damaged just then. Thing basically just ripped that thing out of the air. So, let's grab a small ore detector. I ain't gonna bother looking for it. Just use this. That wouldn't be possible. I was gonna try and pull the components through that, and then I was just like, you're not serious, are you? You know you can't pull that through a small cargo port, right? Or what am I doing? Let's have this lay down so we have slightly more space to move around. Where's that thing? Here we are. Rookie mistake. Now we could either put a medium cargo container right here, but I think this works. It does need a paint job, a little bit of armor, but for now I think it's okay. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. Now we can get all of our resources and stuff, and scouting will actually be a little bit easier because we can take this thing instead of the large ship and we can move around the map that way. Let's go ahead and just weld this up, why not? Alright, well the ship is almost done now, we just need a few more resource runs. Because we're going to put another thruster right here. We're going to pipe this up. We'll have like a little bit of space and some more forward thrust. And we also need to find out how we're going to, whatchamacallit, Now we're gonna put some more sideway thrust on this thing, because this thing is so god-awfully slow, dude. And probably add like another 8 batteries or something to it while we're at it. But anyways, if you've enjoyed this episode, I appreciate you for sticking around and checking it out. And until next time, have a good one.